Here's the filter that you should run things through when you're about to make a post. I would say number one is how clear are you on identifying the micro segment of your target audience that this is landing on? For example, not all home buyers are the same. You could be a first time home buyer versus a second or third time investor. Are you moving up? Are you moving down? So there's different strategic moves that I would play based off the hyper focused micro segment of the audience. Number two, and my goodness, do I see this all the time? Make sure you have a hook, especially on Instagram feeds that I land on. And I see people who are putting in all this effort creating videos. And you can tell that it's a video by the little icon in the upper right hand corner. But what we don't realize is when we post it on our news feed, it cuts the video into a square. Not when you go on the Reels feed and it shows you the full vertical of the video, but a lot of times I will scroll through people's feed. And here's what happens. If you have a client who lands on your feed for social proof and they do the same thing I do, where they scroll for a couple feet and they see all these squares with the little videos, but you have no hook over the top that explains what the video is about, people are too lazy to like stop and click and maybe figure out what it is individually on every single video. So I would say for all of you listening right now, go spot check right now. Do you have like a strong attention grabbing hook? That's not too many words. Like, how can you remove as many fluff words as possible? But it should be very clear and entice people to want to click. So, number one is how clear are you on the people that you serve for this post, the micro segment? Number two, you must have a hook that grabs the audience's attention to entice them to click. My next one would be, what's the specific problem that the post is solving or addressing or teaching? Number four is how savable. And number five is how shareable is that piece of content? Meaning, is this content so good that someone's going to hit that little banner icon and save it so they can refer back to it? Or is it such a great piece of content that maybe even a real estate agent who's following you would share it on their story in their own feed? That's good when you get someone who saves it or shares it. And then last, I would say, is it simple to understand? And that to me, some of the best advisors and content creators that I know are the ones who can break down complex concepts or topics and they can easily explain it in a digestible manner that allows people to feel confident and clear and transparent on the process. There are other people that I see online who speak at such a high level, like we know you're really smart, and maybe that's the peacock move you're trying to make. I don't know, no judgment on my end. The risk with that is the audience who's tuning in doesn't study this like you do. So it's one thing to look like the expert, but if you leave people confused or uncertain, then they're likely not going to make a decision. And to me, indecision is the worst place to be. So keep it simple, guys. If you can't explain it to your child, it's probably going to be too confusing and complex for people to feel like that they've at least learned something or could repeat it back to their spouse.